I, female 25, found out I was my ex-boyfriend's, male 26, side chick. I really don't know how to deal with this moving forward. Please, any advices? I, female 25, was in a relationship with male 26 for the past 4 months. It started off great, but became toxic fast as he started treating me really bad and started acting/speaking badly towards me. And because of the attachment I had to him, he would apologize, tell me how much he loves me, and how he won't do it again. Fast forward, 2 weeks ago, we break up because he is trying to force sex on me, and I'm refusing. 3 days ago, I'm at work and my colleague, female 24, is speaking to me about my ex and asks for a picture of us. I show her and her mouth drops, telling me that is her best friend's boyfriend. Turns out he's also been in a relationship with her best friend, female 24. However, they have had families involved, have spent hundreds of pounds on each other, and how he was planning to propose to her end of this month. My colleague asked me for proof of the relationship, so I sent 200 plus pieces of proof, including call logs, texts, pictures together, all with dates and times, and her best friend responds to my colleague saying how she doesn't believe me and that I faked all the proof. I'm beyond devastated at my ex's deception the whole time throughout our relationship, and also the fact I shared personal intimate proofs and am being called a liar. Then my colleague starts to say my ex never took me serious, was just using me as a time pass, and it's really her best friend who wants, hence the money spent and marriage proposal incoming, and just telling me to suck it up and move on. As if my ex didn't spend 90% of his time with me in the 4 months with calls, texts, and dates. It's like all of that doesn't matter or exist. He also spoke about marriage with me too, moving in plans, kids plans, big future plans. It doesn't help when my own friends are blaming me for this, saying it's my fault I trusted him. I do take part blame for putting up with his disrespect, but I did not deserve to be deceived like this. I really don't know how to deal with this moving forward. Please, any advices? I'm not eating, sleeping, or working, or doing anything properly. I feel like I've fallen into a big black pit of depression, and nobody cares. Story 2. Does this count as cheating? I don't think I would ever cheat, certainly not in the classic definition of the word. Still, I had an encounter this weekend which I feel some guilt about, and I know my wife would not be thrilled about. I, 29 male, just got back from a wedding that was out of town. My wife of 6 months, 29 female, could not go, so I was there with just friends. While at the welcome party for the wedding, I ran into a pretty girl slightly younger than me who I knew more than 10 years ago. We caught up, and nothing was out of the ordinary. That night we bumped into each other once or twice more, and I noticed her demeanor becoming more flirty. While I didn't exactly encourage it, I also didn't discourage it. The following night at the wedding, the party was well underway. I was on the dance floor with many friends, and she happened to be there too. As the dance floor mixed, we found ourselves kinda on our own, so we talked a bit more. She says, "You're married, right?" I responded that I am, and that it has been great, and that I love my wife. Not those words exactly, but I stated in no uncertain terms that I was happily married. I asked if she was dating anyone, and she said no. I told her I would try to keep an eye out for any good guys I know that she might be a good match with. I then proceeded to ask her what her type was. Well, honestly, my ideal guy has my color, hair, and well, you know what I am trying to say. Haha, no I don't. What do you mean? You are smart. I know you know what I mean. My ideal guy is... I can't say it. Come on, tell me, I replied, knowing what she was implying, but wanting to hear her say it. Let me think of how to say this. Ask me again in 1 minute. I laughed, agreed, and we went back into the crowd on the dance floor. After the next song, I asked if she had figured out what was on her mind. No, not yet. She giggled, give me a couple more songs. 3 songs later, I asked for a final time, and she said, I am just not drunk enough to say it. I said, all right. and we kept dancing. I didn't bring it up again. We both mingled with our respective friends for a while before everybody returned to the dance floor. She was intentional to be near me, and I admit to being intentional to be near her. The crowd got more dense, and we ended up standing side by side. Knowing the social suicide that would come to both of us if we were caught doing anything inappropriate, we simply stood side by side in the crowd dancing for a while, as the crowd caused us to rub against each other. Then, she reaches for my arm and holds me by the bicep for a little while as we are dancing next to each other. My heart was racing with hormones and adrenaline. Physically, I knew what I wanted to do, but for many reasons I restrained myself and did nothing. After that moment, we each hung out with our own friends and only made a couple brief comments to each other in passing or made glances to each other across the room. Too long. Didn't read. I'm married and went to a wedding solo. A pretty girl I used to know flirted with me, and I admit to flirting back. We danced near each other, and she held my arm in a romantic way. I didn't pull away. I feel bad about the whole thing and have no intention of repeating that or anything more than that with anyone, including this girl who lives in another city. Would you all consider this cheating? Probably not physical cheating, but maybe emotional cheating. I welcome the judgment I deserve here, but ask that any comments contain critical feedback rather than simple insults. Story 3. Men. I'm a female and I have a question. Is it true? I was curious to know an honest opinion from a man's point of view. If you're in a relationship and a man is jealous, but I mean really crazy jealous over ridiculous things, always needing validation that the female is not cheating. Yesterday morning I woke up and he had been out all night hustling. He says to me with a kinda loving and caring demeanor, "I know we've been fighting a lot lately, but I hope you didn't mess up or make any mistakes." In response, I asked immediately, "What did you do?" Long story short, he shrugged it off, said me, "Nothing, I'm just saying." We talked, he ended up kissing me, that very intense kissing, and we ended up having sex. Immediately afterward, he says, while breathing heavy, in the same loving/caring demeanor, "See, why is it like this with you? It feels so good." I don't think he's ever been in love before he has kids and everything, but anyway. I mean, from the beginning to me kinda sounds like he just told on himself asking that question, and that he might have been talking/seeing someone else, and it finally might have gotten sexual the night before, and he regrets it, is what it seems like to me. But before this too, always asking/thinking I'm cheating or talking someone on the side. Every guy friend I have. Or if I go to the store and am gone for 15 minutes or less, or even 5 minutes, and I come back to him asking where I was/what store I went to, casually asking me to see the receipt from the store, has a bit of an attitude. Casually going through my car/phone. And when I say casually, he's not demanding it. He kind of makes it seem like, "Oh hey, can I see your phone real quick? I need to do something." Or, "Oh hey, I think I left something in your car, so I'm going to go look for it." Type of thing. I mean, just ridiculous things like that, and way more to type. Is he cheating? And feeling guilty? Honest thoughts, guys, please. Thanks.